Children were involved. It wasn't just about us. So we actually had to sit down to talk about what a great marriage meant to us. And then we talked about inclusivity. We talked about creating a safe place for everyone. You know, I needed to be sure that he loved my daughter as much as he loved his. And he also needed to be sure of how I felt about his children. So it was very important that we sit down and talk about how we would make our home a love, peace, and fun-filled one. He talked about his vision, his lifelong goals, his mission. And he was just talking, telling me everything he wanted, how he wanted to create a beautiful life. And then when he finished, he just looked at me and asked, "Do you want to be a part of it?"
We both came from lost position in the sense that she lost her first husband, I lost my first wife.
The second thing we had to talk about was finances. When you don't discuss finances, it can cause strains, bring about misunderstandings, and so on and so forth. Okay?
Yes.
And I was big at giving. I was paying some people school fees, and I placed some people on monthly salary, right? I needed to discuss it with him. I needed to get his buy-in. So we talked about saving, we talked about spending, we talked about giving. And coincidentally, I found out that he was a giver himself. So we blended.
There were times we'll just go for shopping and we'll be struggling who we pay. We're at the counter, we bring out my card, she'll bring out her card. The staff there will say, okay, which card do I pay?
I bought properties in an estate and found out that he also bought properties in that same estate. And then we also invested in the same kind of things, shares, and so on and so forth. So everything about us was very, very close. It was fun. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
So after finances, the next thing we talked about was relationship with family.
Very important.
I wanted to find out how he related with his family members. His parents were late. I still feel bad about that because I usually say that his mom brought him up very well, and I didn't have an opportunity to be very nice to that woman. Okay, but he has siblings, and just like I have siblings too, and then I had my mom then, they had a wonderful relationship.
Yes, wonderful woman.
We wanted to know how we were going to relate with our family members. We needed to know the boundaries and all. I think I was particular. I wanted to know if anyone would be coming to live with us. And I asked all of those questions, And I also asked questions about the relationship between his dad and his mom, because it gave me an insight into how he would approach marriage issues.
And you know why that's very important? You are not just marrying the person alone. You are marrying into the lineage. So you need to understand the pattern. You need to know what's happening around there.
The next one is how we both wanted to be loved. My mom actually taught me that if you were not involved with a man, you shouldn't accept things from him. But that one that you're involved with, especially a man that comes for your hand in marriage and you already know you want to get married to him, even if he doesn't give you, ask for them. Otherwise, he'll be spending somewhere else. I accepted a lot of gifts. Okay, and I wanted to be priority, not just an option. So I made sure I got enough quality time. I made sure I had enough affection. I made sure, he did things for me.
It was mutual to also receive a whole lot of gifts. And beyond that, that affection, she was infectious.
The next one was spiritual belief. For me, it wasn't just enough to say, oh, he's born again, he's spirit filled, because a lot of people don't really understand what it means to have a personal relationship with Christ. He needed to be sure that he understood what exactly it was that he believed in.
Wanted to know that we align together, we can pray together, we can play together. We also have similar culture.
And then the next one, the last but not the least, is health. You know,
Very important.
that's what he's saying now. Don't mind him, oh. He didn't say that then, because when I brought up the topic for us to go and do a comprehensive health check, he said, hey, okay, but you know the way I love you. No matter what, I am getting married to you. He probably said that because you were in love, Abby.
No, because I meant it actually.
You meant it. So
Yes.
if we had gone to the hospital, God forbid, and they had said, oh, she had this or she had that, what would they have done?
And we'll be in it together.
Anyway, so we went for a comprehensive health check.
Yes.
And thank God we both had clean bills of health.
Yes. So those are the things that you actually have to consider if you must have pre-marital conversation with your spouse or before saying yes.
And today we have a safe place that we have created with the help of the Holy Spirit. And that's it. So see you some other time. We'll talk about something else. If there's any topic you want us to discuss, you can drop them in the comments. Thank you.
And if you just like what you heard, please don't forget to touch that button.